Unveiling the Bronze Era mystery. Why did their chests remain flat? Let's discover the surprising truth behind the physique of Bronze Age lifters and the factors shaping their unique aesthetic goals. Bronze Age natural strength. It's common to think that only those who use performance-enhancing drugs can achieve significant strength gains, but that's not entirely true. Natural bodybuilders in the Bronze Age had a massive potential for strength, which could be achieved through regular training and careful nurturing. One key aspect of their training was neck strengthening, which was necessary for wrestling and boxing, but also to prevent spine injuries. Neck training involves strengthening the muscles in the neck and can provide overall posture, reduce the risk of neck and back injuries, and even increase athletic performance. The Bronze Age lifters also incorporated odd lifts into their routines. Odd lifts refer to exercises that use non-traditional equipment or movements, such as lifting stones, carrying heavy objects, or performing squats with an irregularly shaped load. These exercises require the lifter to use a strong grip, core, and back muscles and can help develop overall strength and muscularity. Contrary to popular belief, the natural limit weight for Bronze Era bodybuilders was much higher than previously thought, with healthy body fat percentages ranging from 10 to 15%. This suggests that natural lifters can achieve significant strength and muscular gains without the use of performance-enhancing drugs. The Bronze Era bodybuilders were known to eat large quantities of nutritious food to fuel and recover from their intense workouts. Adequate nutrition is essential for building muscle and strength, and proper recovery is necessary to prevent injury and ensure continued progress. Performing odd lifts not only improves overall strength, but also strengthens the entire body's tendons, ligaments, and bones. This can make the lifter more resilient and less prone to injuries, which was likely beneficial for Bronze Age lifters who engaged in physically demanding activities like farming and hunting. Bronze Age training methods. The training methods of Bronze Age lifters are not fully known, but there are some clues as to how they may have trained and what their physical appearance looked like. Bronze Age lifters likely engaged in physical labor on a daily basis, such as farming, hunting, and manual labor. This provided them with a base level of strength and fitness that was necessary for their daily activities. However, it is also believed that they may have engaged in specific forms of weightlifting or resistance training to further develop their strength and physique. One possible training method used by Bronze Age lifters was lifting heavy stones or other natural objects. This type of training would have provided a full-body workout that challenged multiple muscle groups simultaneously. It is likely that Bronze Age lifters would have had to move heavy objects as part of their daily activities, such as transporting stones for construction or moving large game animals after a hunt. Therefore, training with heavy objects would have been a practical and functional way to increase their strength and endurance. Another possible training method is called calisthenics, which involves bodyweight exercises such as push-ups, pull-ups, and squats. Calisthenics can be performed anywhere without the need for specialized equipment, making it a practical form of training for Bronze Age lifters. Bodyweight exercises help to develop functional strength and endurance, which are essential for performing daily activities. In terms of their physique, it is believed that Bronze Age lifters had a more functional physique than a purely aesthetic one. Their strength and muscularity would have been developed through the demands of their daily activities and specific forms of training, rather than solely for appearance. This may explain why their chest muscles may have been less developed compared to modern weightlifters, as chest development may not have been as important for their daily activities. Aesthetics versus functionality. In the Bronze Age, the perception of muscularity may have been difficult than it is today. Rather than being primarily concerned with aesthetics, muscularity may have been valued for its functional benefits. The physical demands of daily life, such as farming, hunting, and manual labor, required strength and endurance, making a strong and muscular physique a practical necessity. There is evidence to suggest that physical strength and athleticism were highly valued in Bronze Age societies. For example, ancient Greek literature describes the ideal of the heroic body, which emphasized physical strength, agility, and endurance. In addition, depictions of warriors and athletes in Bronze Age art often show them with muscular physiques and powerful postures. However, it is important to note that the perception of muscularity may have varied depending on the specific culture and time period. For example, in some Bronze Age societies, obesity may have been a sign of wealth and status rather than muscularity. Furthermore, it is believed that the perception of muscularity is a purely aesthetic quality developed much later in human history, with the rise of bodybuilding and fitness culture in the 20th century. Prior to this, muscularity was valued primarily for its functional benefits rather than for appearance. The perception of muscularity in the Bronze Age was likely based on its practical and functional benefits, rather than its aesthetic qualities. A strong and muscular physique was valued for its ability to perform daily activities and athletic feats, rather than for appearance alone. Daily activities and physique. The physical development of Bronze Age lifters was largely shaped by their daily activities, which were primarily centered around farming, hunting, and physical labor. These activities were both demanding and varied, requiring individuals to engage in a wide range of functional movements that help build strength, endurance, and overall physical fitness. One interesting aspect of the physique of Bronze Age lifters is that their chest muscles may have been less developed compared to modern weightlifters. This is because chest development may not have been as important for their daily activities. For example, lifting heavy stones or other natural objects would have required strength in the back, legs, and arms rather than the chest. Similarly, calisthenics such as push-ups and pull-ups primarily work the back, arms, and shoulders rather than the chest. Additionally, the constant physical labor required for farming and hunting provided a significant amount of cardiovascular exercise, helping individuals build endurance and stamina. This combination of strength and endurance was essential for surviving and thriving in the harsh conditions of the Bronze Age. Another important aspect of the physical development of Bronze Age lifters was the influence of daily activities on muscle development. Unlike modern bodybuilders who often focus on isolating specific muscle groups, Bronze Age lifters developed their muscles through functional movements that worked multiple muscle groups simultaneously. The emphasis on functional movements allowed Bronze Age lifters to build muscles that were not only aesthetically pleasing, but also functional and practical for daily life. For example, a strong back and shoulders were necessary for carrying heavy loads, while strong legs were important for hunting and farming tasks that required squatting and kneeling. However, there were also potential drawbacks to the repetitive specialized movements required for certain tasks. For example, constant repetitive motions in specific areas of the body, such as the hands or wrists, could lead to overuse injuries and muscle imbalances. Overall, the physical development of Bronze Age lifters was largely shaped by their daily activities, which required a combination of functional movements, strength, and endurance. By engaging in a wide range of physical activities, Bronze Age lifters were able to build muscles that were both aesthetically pleasing and functional for daily life. Bronze Age versus modern weightlifting. Comparing modern weightlifting techniques with Bronze Age training methods provides insight into the evolution of fitness and training over time. While modern weightlifting focuses on building muscle mass and achieving aesthetic goals, Bronze Age training methods prioritized functional strength and endurance, with a focus on performing movements that were necessary for daily life. One of the main differences between modern weightlifting techniques and Bronze Age training methods is the use of specialized equipment. Modern weightlifting relies heavily on barbells, dumbbells, and weight machines, which allow for highly targeted muscle isolation and controlled movements. In contrast, Bronze Age training methods primarily relied on bodyweight exercises and functional movements, using everyday objects like stones and logs as weights. Another key difference is the emphasis on muscle mass and aesthetic goals in modern weightlifting, as opposed to functional strength and endurance in Bronze Age training. Modern bodybuilders often focus on isolating specific muscle groups and performing exercises that are designed to maximize hypertrophy or muscle growth. In contrast, Bronze Age lifters focused on building overall strength and endurance through functional movements that worked multiple muscle groups simultaneously. Nutrition and recovery were also important factors in Bronze Age training methods. While modern bodybuilders often rely on supplements and specialized diets to fuel muscle growth, Bronze Age lifters focused on eating whole, natural foods that provided the necessary nutrients for their physical labor. Recovery was also a key aspect of Bronze Age training methods, with adequate rest and sleep being prioritized to allow the body to recover and rebuild. Despite these differences, there are also similarities between modern weightlifting techniques and Bronze Age training methods. Both prioritize consistency and discipline in training, with regular structured workouts being essential for making progress. Both also recognize the importance of progressive overload, or gradually increasing the weight or intensity of exercises over time to continue building strength and endurance. That's all for this video, folks. See you next time.